Okay guys, this is the strength section. And what we're going to do here is pick 4 exercises to show you that will create a little bit more of a load to the muscles and the joints. It's important in this section that you don't do a huge number of each exercise. It's much more important that your form and your technique is right. We're going to pick 4 exercises and you're going to work through those. Now, the first one is the squat. We're just using our body weight in all these exercises, guys. Now, in the squat, it's your hips and thighs that carry the load, but you also have the demand placed on your trunk to stabilise. Your spine needs to remain in neutral, and the muscles responsible for keeping that position are working relatively hard in this too. So the squat is very straightforward. From there, it's basically a sitting action to a standing action. Engage the glutes when you stand up, and as you sit back and down, the back should remain neutral, your hips and knees more or less level, and your knees tracking over your feet. I use the arms in front as a counterweight if necessary. It just makes the exercise a little bit more manageable. And as I say, 6 to 10 of those will do the job for you. They do not have to be done quickly. The tempo you just showed there will do the job nicely. Okay, having done the squat, you can move to the upper body. Well, the upper body with the other parts involved. The shoulders, chest and arms work on a press up. In addition to that, muscles again responsible for stabilising the rest of the body are engaged too. So, full press up is just that. Push the ground away from you as you create the movement. If that feels very difficult to do, put your knees on the floor and bring your chest between your hands again and just do the same exercise. It's a little bit easier because you've shortened the lever by putting your knees on the ground. If it's still too difficult to do, bring your knees a little further forward, but make sure your head is in front of your hands as you go to the floor. There, and up. So that exercise creates enough tension through the shoulders, chest and the arms to make them stronger and to help give them a little bit more tone. Now, moving back to the legs again, guys, the first cousin of the squat is the lunge. We're going to do the version called the reverse lunge. And it means that the hips again and the hamstrings in particular, most of the back of the thigh, are going to engage a little more strongly now. Okay, so from here to here is your action. You can have your hands on your hips. Try and keep the hip and the shoulder in line so you haven't got any slouch in your posture. And the step back should be far enough to create a little stretch here and the ball of the foot lands on the ground. That helps create a lever to bring you back up again. Having done that one, we'll go to the plank. Now the plank is a popular exercise for training the core. But there's more than the core involved again. Your shoulders are engaged, hips are engaged, legs are engaged, thighs are engaged. But this is the primary section that you're going to feel things working in, hopefully. When you do the plank, you keep the body in neutral again. Avoid hips up or sagging. There is your position. And brace the tummy muscles to help support the trunk. If that feels too difficult to hold, drop your knees to the floor, and that still creates a plank effect. If you can do a plank for up to a minute, then there's not a whole lot wrong. You can include that plank exercise towards the end of a circuit. Now, we picked 4 exercises there. There's any number of exercises that can be performed, but if you were to do each of those exercises between 6 and 10 times and repeat that little circuit 3 or 4 times, you have a little bank of exercises there that will get you started when it comes to strength and tone work. Now, they're exercises that don't involve any equipment. It's just your own body weight, and hopefully it's an easy thing for you to try. Thanks, guys.